If you're over 60 and rice is still a daily comfort on your plate, this video may surprise you, because the way many older adults prepare and eat rice can quietly raise blood sugar, strain the heart, weaken leg strength, and even affect kidney function over time. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and for more than 20 years I've worked with seniors who grew up eating rice their whole lives. It's familiar, it's gentle on the stomach, and it's often one of the foods people turn to when they want something simple and easy. And the truth is, rice itself isn't the problem. What matters is how it's cooked, stored, combined, and eaten, especially as your metabolism, digestion, and blood vessels become more sensitive with age. Most people don't realize that rice changes its structure depending on the method you use. Some cooking habits cause sharp spikes in blood sugar that stay high for hours. Some reheating methods increase harmful compounds linked to inflammation. And certain food pairings, the ones many of us grew up with, can make rice much harder for the body to handle after 60. These aren't dramatic mistakes. They're quiet, everyday routines that older adults follow without knowing how much they affect circulation, blood pressure, kidney stress, or nighttime energy crashes. The good news is that once you understand these 7 common mistakes and the simple fixes for each one, rice becomes much safer to enjoy. You'll learn how to cook it in a way that supports your heart, how to store it without creating toxins, and how to combine it with foods that actually stabilize your blood sugar instead of sending it on a roller coaster. So let's dive into the first mistake, one I see almost every week in my clinic, and one that makes a bigger difference than most people realize. Let's begin with the mistake I see most often in seniors who eat rice regularly, relying on white rice every single day without realizing how quickly it raises blood sugar. Many older adults tell me the same story. Rice has been part of my meals my whole life. It feels gentle on my stomach. I digest it easily. And all of that is true, but what most people don't realize is that as your metabolism changes with age, white rice doesn't behave the same way inside the body as it did when you were younger. White rice has a very high glycemic index, often between 70 and 90, depending on how it's cooked. That means it turns into glucose extremely fast, much faster than the body of a person over 60 can comfortably handle. When you were younger, your pancreas would respond quickly and efficiently. But after 60, insulin becomes slower, your muscles take up less sugar, and your liver becomes more sensitive. So instead of giving you steady energy, white rice creates a sharp blood sugar spike, followed by a crash a few hours later. Many seniors describe this as feeling sleepy after meals, waking up hungry late at night, feeling shaky or lightheaded, having brain fog in the afternoon, or suddenly craving something sweet. These aren't random symptoms. They're all signs of the body struggling to manage the fast glucose load from white rice. Here's the part that concerns me most as a physician. When blood sugar spikes, your blood pressure rises right along with it. For older adults, this combination, high glucose, high insulin, and rising blood pressure, creates the perfect environment for inflammation in the blood vessels. Over time, these repeated spikes can stiffen your arteries, worsen circulation in your legs and feet, strain the kidneys, and increase early morning stroke risk. Research shows that seniors who eat high GI foods daily have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular events, especially if they already have diabetes, hypertension, or metabolic syndrome, all extremely common after 60. Another thing many people don't know: the way rice is cooked can raise its GI even higher. Very soft, sticky, or overcooked rice is absorbed even faster, creating an even steeper spike. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up rice completely. You just need to enjoy it in a way that's kinder to your metabolism. Here's what I recommend to my older patients. Keep white rice to 2 to 3 times per week, not every day. Pair rice with protein, chicken, fish, tofu, to slow the spike. Add fiber on the side, vegetables, beans, or leafy greens. Avoid eating rice by itself, especially when you're hungry. Choose firmer textures rather than soft, sticky cooking styles. Your body can still enjoy rice, but it needs you to treat it with the same gentle care that your metabolism now requires. Understanding. This is the first step toward protecting your heart, your energy, and your long-term health. The second mistake is something almost everyone does out of habit: rinsing rice too thoroughly. Many older adults believe that the more they wash the rice, the cleaner and healthier it becomes. Some rinse it 5, 6, even 7 times until the water turns completely clear. It feels like the right thing to do. But after 60, this well-intentioned step quietly removes nutrients your body still needs. Let me explain why. Rice naturally contains B vitamins, magnesium, iron, trace minerals, and small amounts of resistant starch, the type of starch that helps stabilize blood sugar and support healthy digestion. All of these nutrients sit close to the surface of the grain. So when you rinse rice aggressively, especially when rubbing it hard under running water, you're washing away the very nutrients that help protect your energy levels, your nerves, and your metabolism. For older adults, this matters more than people realize. As you age, your body absorbs fewer vitamins from food, and your digestive system becomes more sensitive. Many seniors are already low in magnesium and B vitamins, deficiencies linked to fatigue, muscle weakness, poor circulation, and difficulty sleeping. So even small losses in nutrients can make a noticeable difference. Another issue is resistant starch. This type of starch helps the body break down carbohydrates more slowly, which reduces blood sugar spikes. When you rinse rice too aggressively, you remove much of this natural resistant starch, leaving behind a grain that digests faster and raises glucose even higher. For someone with prediabetes, diabetes, or nighttime blood sugar crashes, this can cause real problems. There's also a misconception about removing starch. Some people rinse rice repeatedly to make it less sticky, thinking they're making it healthier. But the truth is, the starch you wash away isn't harmful. What's harmful is the rapid glucose spike that occurs when your rice becomes too refined from over-rinsing. Now, here's the good news. You don't need to stop rinsing rice entirely. A light rinse is perfectly fine. The key is to avoid overdoing it. Here's the simple guideline I give my older patients. Rinse rice once or twice at most. Avoid scrubbing or rubbing the grains aggressively. If you want less sticky rice, adjust the cooking water, not the rinsing. Choose firmer textures rather than mushy or overwashed rice. If you're concerned about contaminants, buy high-quality brands rather than rinsing excessively. These small changes help you keep the nutrients that support your heart, your nerves, and your metabolism, especially important as your body becomes more sensitive with age. Rice can still be a comforting part of your meals. You just deserve to enjoy it in a way that protects your long-term health rather than washing away what your body still needs. The third mistake is one that happens in many households without anyone thinking twice: cooking a big pot of rice, leaving it out on the counter for hours, or keeping it in a warm rice cooker all day. It feels practical, it feels familiar, and it's something most people have done for decades. But after 60, the consequences of this habit become more serious because the aging immune system simply isn't as strong as it once was. Here's what most people don't know. Cooked rice is one of the foods most likely to grow Bacillus cereus, a type of bacteria that survives cooking and multiplies quickly when rice sits between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, what scientists call the danger zone. When rice is left out too long or kept warm for hours, the bacteria can produce toxins that aren't destroyed by reheating. That means even if you warm it up later, the toxins are still there, and they can make you sick. For young adults, a mild case of Bacillus cereus often feels like minor food poisoning. But for older adults, especially those with diabetes, kidney problems, or weakened immune systems, these toxins can cause sudden vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramping, dehydration, dizziness, dangerous drops in blood pressure. These symptoms can escalate quickly in seniors, sometimes leading to ER visits, not because the rice went bad, but because it sat out too long. Another issue comes from keeping rice warm in a rice cooker for many hours. Even though the rice stays soft and pleasant to eat, warm temperatures create the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. Many older adults don't feel or smell anything unusual and assume it's safe, but bacteria don't always change the taste or smell of rice. And here's something I want every older adult to understand. Once these toxins develop, no amount of reheating makes the rice safe again. Microwaving doesn't fix it, steaming doesn't fix it, frying doesn't fix it. But here's the good news. This is an extremely easy mistake to avoid. Here's what I advise my patients. Eat rice within 2 hours of cooking. If you can't finish it, cool it quickly by spreading it in a thin layer. Store it in the refrigerator within 1 to 2 hours of cooking. Use airtight containers to prevent moisture. Reheat rice only once and only the portion you plan to eat. Avoid leaving rice warm in the cooker for more than 4 hours. These simple habits protect your stomach, your hydration, and your long-term health. They also help prevent digestive discomfort that many seniors mistake for acid reflux, sensitivity, or a bad night, when the real issue is simply bacterial toxins growing in warm rice. Rice can be comforting, safe, and nutritious as long as it's stored the right way. After 60, those small details matter more than ever. This next mistake is one that many older adults are completely unaware of: eating sticky rice or glutinous rice when they already have heart problems, fluid retention, or shortness of breath. Sticky rice feels soft, comforting, and easy to chew, so many seniors think it's gentle on the body. But inside the body, sticky rice behaves very differently from regular rice, and those differences matter a great deal after 60. Let me explain in a simple, practical way. Sticky rice is made up almost entirely of amylopectin, a type of starch that digests extremely fast. In fact, it raises blood sugar even faster than white rice. Its glycemic index is often higher than 90, which means it floods the bloodstream with glucose in a very short amount of time. For a younger adult, this spike is manageable, but for someone over 60, especially those with heart failure, high blood pressure, diabetes, or breathing difficulties, this rapid spike creates a chain reaction inside the body. Here's what happens. Blood sugar rises sharply. Insulin surges to bring it back down. The body retains more sodium and water. This increases fluid in the abdomen and lungs. Breathing becomes heavier, especially when lying down. Many older adults with heart issues describe this as feeling full very quickly, pressure in the upper stomach, difficulty taking a deep breath after eating, waking up short of breath at night, needing extra pillows to sleep comfortably. Sticky rice also forms a dense, heavy mass in the stomach because of its glue-like texture. For someone with heart failure or reduced lung capacity, this can physically push upward and make breathing even more difficult. This is why many cardiologists recommend avoiding heavy, sticky, or dense foods for people with weakened heart function. Another problem is that sticky rice causes a strong post-meal blood pressure spike. Because the carbs hit the bloodstream so quickly, the body compensates by raising blood pressure, something that becomes more dangerous with age. For seniors who already struggle with circulation or morning blood pressure surges, this pattern puts extra strain on the heart. Now, this doesn't mean sticky rice is bad. It simply means it's not the best choice for older adults with heart failure, hypertension, fluid retention, shortness of breath, sleep apnea, or diabetes. So what should you do? Here's the guidance I give my patients. Reserve sticky rice for rare occasions, not daily meals. Eat it in very small portions and always with protein. Never eat sticky rice late in the evening. It worsens nighttime breathing. If you have heart failure or shortness of breath, choose regular white rice or jasmine rice instead, and eat smaller servings. After 60, every choice that reduces strain on your heart helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and move through your day with more energy and stability. Sticky rice is comforting, but your heart's comfort matters even more. The fifth mistake is one that often surprises older adults, switching from white rice to brown rice because they believe it's automatically the healthier choice, and then eating it every day without understanding how it affects the kidneys. Brown rice does contain more fiber and nutrients than white rice, but it also contains something many people don't realize: a very high level of oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant foods. In small amounts, the body can handle them, but when oxalates build up, especially in older adults, they can combine with calcium in the kidneys and form calcium oxalate stones, the most common type of kidney stone in the United States. Here's what many seniors don't know. Brown rice has 3 to 4 times more oxalates than white rice, and because the bran layer is still intact, all that oxalate stays in the grain. For an aging body, this creates several challenges. 1. Kidney function naturally declines with age. Even in healthy seniors, the kidneys filter more slowly. This makes it harder for the body to clear oxalates quickly, allowing them to accumulate. 2. Many seniors don't drink enough water. Low hydration means oxalates become more concentrated in the urine, increasing stone risk. 3. Certain medical conditions make oxalate sensitivity worse. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, gout, or a history of kidney stones, your risk is significantly higher. Many people think kidney stones always cause sharp, intense pain, but in older adults, stones can grow silently for months or even years before causing symptoms. Some early signs include back discomfort, cloudy urine, needing to urinate more often, burning sensations, or fatigue from low-grade inflammation. Another issue is that brown rice is harder to digest because of its fiber and bran. Many older adults already struggle with slower digestion, gastroparesis, or bloating. Eating large amounts of brown rice can make these issues worse, even when the person believes they're eating healthy. Now, I'm not saying you need to eliminate brown rice completely. The key is balance, knowing when it's helpful and when it becomes too much. Here's the guidance I give my older patients. Limit brown rice to 2 to 3 times per week, not daily. Drink a full glass of water with your meal to help kidneys flush oxalates. If you have kidney disease or a history of stones, choose white rice or parboiled rice instead. Pair brown rice with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or leafy greens. They help bind oxalates in the gut before they reach the kidneys. Brown rice can still be part of a healthy diet, but after 60, your kidneys work harder than before, and they deserve choices that support them, not stress them. This next mistake is extremely common, especially among older adults who prefer a warm, simple meal at night. Eating rice right before going to bed. It feels comforting, easy to digest, and gentle on the stomach. But inside the body, especially an aging body, late-night rice creates a chain reaction that can disrupt sleep, raise blood sugar, strain the heart, and increase early morning stroke risk. Let me explain why timing matters so much after 60. Rice, especially white rice and sticky rice, is absorbed very quickly. When eaten late at night, your blood sugar rises at a time when your body is least prepared to handle it. This is because your metabolism naturally slows down in the evening. Your muscles become less responsive to insulin, and your pancreas produces hormones differently at night. So instead of giving you steady energy, a late-night bowl of rice creates a sharp glucose spike, followed by a crash around 2 or 3 a.m. Many seniors describe this as waking up suddenly, night sweats, a pounding heartbeat, restlessness, or trouble falling back asleep. These aren't random nighttime symptoms. They're signs that your blood sugar and hormones are swinging up and down while you sleep. But the part that concerns me most is the effect on blood pressure. When your blood sugar spikes late at night, your insulin rises, and insulin causes the body to retain sodium and fluid. This leads to an increase in nighttime blood pressure, and that matters because the early morning hours, especially between 6 a.m. and noon, are the time when most strokes in seniors occur. Late-night rice also interferes with deep sleep cycles. Instead of the body focusing on rest, repair, and circulation support, it has to spend the night trying to stabilize glucose, calm insulin, and process a heavy carbohydrate load. Another issue is digestion. Rice sits heavily in the stomach, especially in older adults with slower gastric emptying. This can cause bloating, fullness, acid reflux, or pressure that makes it harder to breathe comfortably when lying down. Now the good news, none of this means rice needs to disappear from your diet. It simply means rice should be enjoyed earlier in the day when your body is more capable of handling the glucose load. Here's the advice I give my patients. Avoid eating rice within 3 hours of bedtime. Enjoy rice at lunch or early dinner instead of a late dinner. If you must eat rice in the evening, keep the portion small and pair it with protein. Never combine late-night rice with sugary sauces or sticky rice. This makes the hormones spike even worse. Choose lighter evening meals to support better nighttime blood pressure and deeper sleep. Your nighttime habits have a direct impact on your morning health, and avoiding rice right before bed is one of the simplest ways to protect your heart, stabilize your hormones, and help you wake up feeling clearer and stronger. This final mistake is one that many older adults make out of practicality, buying very large bags of rice because it seems economical, then keeping them open for months in the pantry. It feels harmless. Rice looks dry, clean, and shelf-stable, so most people assume it lasts forever once the bag is opened. But rice is far more delicate than we think, especially when it's stored for long periods in warm or humid environments. Here's what really happens when rice sits in an open bag for weeks or months. Rice is naturally hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air. Even if your home doesn't feel humid, the rice grains gradually pull in water. And once moisture enters the bag, it becomes an ideal environment for mold spores, bacteria, pantry moths, weevils, and microscopic fungi that can produce aflatoxins, harmful compounds linked to liver stress and inflammation. These contaminants often grow quietly. You may never see obvious mold. You may never smell anything unusual, but the longer rice sits open, the more likely these invisible particles are to spread, especially in warm kitchens or climates with temperature changes. For seniors, this matters more than you might think. As we age, the immune system becomes less efficient at handling small bacterial exposures. What a younger adult might dismiss as a little stomach upset can turn into days of bloating, diarrhea, fatigue, or dehydration for someone over 60. Another issue is oxidation. Rice stored too long begins to break down, losing nutrients and developing a slightly rancid taste due to the natural oils in the grain. Degrading older adults with sensitive digestion may notice discomfort without understanding why. And here's something many people don't realize. Rodents and insects can detect unsealed rice from remarkable distances. Even small openings in the bag can attract pests, and their presence isn't always visible at first glance. The good news is that this mistake is incredibly easy to fix. Here's what I recommend for my older patients. Avoid buying huge 20 to 25 pound bags unless you have a large family. Once opened, transfer rice to airtight containers made of glass or BPA-free plastic. Add a small food-grade moisture absorber if you live in a humid climate. Keep rice in a cool, dark place, not near the stove or dishwasher. Rotate your supply, so older rice gets used first. If you ever see webs, clumping, or tiny holes in the grains, discard it immediately. Your rice should nourish you, not expose you to hidden contaminants that your body becomes more sensitive to with age. A small change in storage protects your digestion, your immune system, and your long-term health. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with something simple and practical: the safest way to enjoy rice after 60. Because the goal isn't to make you afraid of rice, it's to help you eat it in a way that supports your heart, your digestion, and your blood sugar. First, choose the right type of rice. Jasmine rice, basmati rice, or parboiled rice digest more slowly and are much kinder to your blood sugar than sticky rice or very soft white rice. And brown rice is fine, just not every single day, especially if you have a history of kidney stones. Second, let's talk about how to cook it. A firmer texture is better. Avoid overly soft, mushy rice because it raises your blood sugar faster. And adding just 1 teaspoon of olive oil or coconut oil while cooking can increase resistant starch, the type that helps your body process carbohydrates more gently. Next, focus on portion and pairing. For most older adults, half a cup of cooked rice is the ideal amount. And always pair your rice with protein: chicken, fish, eggs, tofu, and a side of vegetables. This slows the glucose spike dramatically and keeps your energy steadier. And finally, timing matters. Try to enjoy rice at lunch or early dinner rather than late at night. Your body handles it much better earlier in the day. These small adjustments help you keep rice in your life, safely, comfortably, and in a way that supports your long-term health. As we close today's video, I hope you can see that rice itself isn't the problem. It's the habits around rice, how we wash it, how we cook it, how we store it, and especially the timing of when we eat it, that shape how it affects our heart, our blood sugar, our digestion, and our overall well-being after 60. Most of these 7 mistakes are things older adults do out of routine without realizing how the aging body responds differently. But the moment you understand the why behind each one, you gain back control. And that's what matters most: not giving up the foods you love, but enjoying them in a way that supports your health, your energy, and your independence. What I want you to take away is this: small changes make a big difference. Choosing a gentler type of rice, rinsing it lightly instead of vigorously, storing it safely, eating it earlier in the day. These simple adjustments help protect your heart, keep your blood sugar steadier, reduce inflammation, and support better breathing and better sleep, all without giving up the comfort of a warm bowl of rice. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and I want to thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you learn something new or gave you a better way to care for your health, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. Your choices matter, your health matters, and you deserve to feel strong, steady, and confident every single day.